Welcome to Shoply, a new groundbreaking worldwide open market. It isn't just a tech release. It's the start of a new era in business. Welcome to decentralized commerce. This marketplace platform lets you control the terms of selling, to empower the sellers to build your own team of influencers and affiliates. If Shoply doesn't have it, find it, claim it, and earn on every future transaction. Shoply is powered by a vibrant community of social influencers. Decentralized commerce simplifies choosing between retail stores, online platforms, affiliate programs, and direct sales. Removing the middleman, it unifies each area into one universal conversation and conversation globally. Join Shoply now and be a part of our inner circle for an exclusive sneak peek at our dynamic technology. For a limited time, lock in your free position in this exciting new company and invite 5 friends to join us. Once you're in, you'll get 5 invitations to share with your most influential friends. It's time to create income in your spare time and start living your dream. Welcome to Shoply, the future of decentralized commerce.
Our simple software as a service is to facilitate not only the uniting of humanity worldwide, but to compound a union of our financial success. Our innovative software doesn't just connect businesses. It fosters collaboration, turning competition into partnership in a global business that never sleeps. We acknowledge and honor the fact that to this day, in all of history, you are one of one. There never has been and never will be anyone as beautiful and unique as you.
All right. Well, it looks like the Dave and Jeff show is here. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Laptop Lifestyle Dads 30-day affiliate challenge. And we are up to day 19. So, Dave, we're over the 2-week mark. We're almost into 20 days. What's been the highlight of this big challenge for you? What have you learnt? What are probably the top 3 takeaways that you've come away with?
Consistency definitely pays off. That's probably one thing. Obviously, taking action is another big thing. And I guess just the overall art of the CVJ, probably, because, basically learning how to take people from, the beginning of their journey right through to selling them, and including that, obviously the sales scripts and that we've been practicing over the last few days. So, yeah, they're probably the biggest ones for me, mate.
Yeah, no, look, and I'm loving the use of AI to really help us to support this whole challenge. And, it really is that AI plus our heart equals our superpower, right? And it's just giving us having a challenge to show up and be intentional and being consistent. It's sort of like that forced pressure, that forced accountability to be here and be present and be of that people of, leaders, be people of integrity, right? And, leadership's not a title. Leadership is, it's behavior and, stepping into that space to step up and shine. And, like I'm loving this, the personal accountability and the personal reason to, get up and just start the day. Like we're doing these at 7 o'clock in the morning. Today it's 8:30. We had to bring today's back a little bit because I had a clash of times. But it's just bringing that intentionality to help us to be consistent, to show up. And mate, I love that, the use of AI to support these conversations, to help us to, do the run sheets and, sort of like that, really AI plus our heart equals our superpower. Actually, talking about AI, I actually wrote past a book today, and, so I've sort of got, a combination of 16 years of history in this space and wisdom, and, all of the great books that I've read, .com Secrets, Simon Sinek's Start With Why, Donald Miller's, Story Brand and Making Business Simple, the customer value journey that we've learned from people like Ryan Dice from digitalmarketer.com, that all of the messaging and the strategy and everything like this. And then with infused experience and wisdom, as an affiliate marketer and, network marketer, I've started to build out frameworks, and so I actually, run this framework that I feel like is going to be one of those unique selling points for what we do in the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. And so I'm going to announce it today. I'm actually going to turn this into a book. This is going to become part of our intellectual property with what we're doing in this space. But we're going to announce the voice framework. So let me just quickly walk you through that before we dive into today's masterclass. So V equals vision first messaging. I think, Dave, that's one of the most things that we're brilliant at is helping people bring purpose into their message. Like we just brought on a new client yesterday, and like just to be able to sit down and get into it all, like it was just the mission and the vision was very clear, and everybody walked, enrolled, and sold, and very excited to be able to partner with this new client to bring it to, to bring that vision into reality. What was that takeaway for you? Like bringing in vision first messaging.
It's the way that we're set up, how we do those. I guess those onboarding meetings is just incredible, because it just gets everybody comfortable, but everybody is on the same path, and make sure everybody understands, where the actual vision is heading. So, having those good, deep conversations, it's just incredible. It just uplifts you and inspires you, and and it does the same for the client as well. So
yeah, that's right. But it also doesn't just do the same for the client; it does the same for the other people, the people that are actually being impacted by the service, the product, right? And that's what one of the things I love about what we do at the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. And you can start to see the light bulbs ping off with our students straight away, with helping them to find their voice and master their message with this vision first approach. And I think that's definitely one of the unique things that we bring to the table, that we're very good at helping people unpack. And so vision first messaging. So then we move into O for, offer, ecosystem, and funnel strategy. I think one of the unique, gifts that we have to this space in our team is we can look at the customer value journey and how to bring in the offer and the value stack to take people from cold to sold, right? So, lead magnets as the entry point to bring people in, tripwire, no-brainer type products to bring in that irresistible offer, which then leads into a core offer, which then leads into an upsell or a subscription, which can then lead into a high ticket, inner circle, agency retainer, partner program type offer. So I feel like we're one of the best in that space. And that's what I've been doing for the last, decade, essentially, is helping people to map out that customer value journey. And just very blessed to have Dave with his AI consultancy hat on there to help, streamline that process and make it, sound, make our content on brand and sound like us all the time. And, Jade with her branding and funnel, expertise in that space, like we make a really good powerhouse. So V for vision first, O for, offer ecosystems, and then I for influencer amplification, looking at that influencer model to bring in ambassador programs to turn customers into influencers and partners with us, I think is another thing that we do really, really well. And then another thing we do really well, Dave, is C for community content, on building out the legacy impact, the story behind it, like that story selling approach. And then you have E for, evergreen automation and, journey optimization. And I think, Dave, that's where you definitely, contribute a lot of strength to that space to be able to bring in the automation. So this is essentially playing around with this. This is our voice framework system. It's a repeatable, scalable marketing framework, and it's really ideal for coaches, course creators, affiliate marketers, purpose-driven e-commerce brands and network marketing leaders. And, this is what we do in the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. This is what we do for our done-for-you clients, our ChatGPT Unleashed program. If I had to sum it all up to what we do in our ecosystem, it would be the voice framework. What do you think of that, Dave?
Awesome. I was had that nice little surprise in my messages this morning, so I didn't know you were coming out with it so soon. But anyway, we're here. We're here and now. I'm stoked. It's awesome, and it actually represents exactly what we do. So in everything that we do.
I was looking at all the great marketers and the great marketing agencies, and they all sort of have a catchy framework, an acronym or something like that. And I'm thinking that's probably one of our missing pieces. So that's what I've come up this morning. And I'm excited about that because it really sums up everything that we do. And I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write my next book around that framework. I think, that's where it's, really take us to the next level as well.
Yep. And I'm so grateful that I'm going to give you one of my tweets to test out for me. So
I knew you would be. You would be. Well, I wasn't going to announce that. I was going to keep it close to us chest, but I can't help myself. Transparency is one of my core values. And I use those examples to, vision cast and show possibility and show what you can do when you leverage AI and your expertise in that space to be able to bring in that combination. Like we brought on a new client. We brought on a new client yesterday, and they're in the tutorial, space with kids with learning disabilities and all that sort of thing. And my question was for her is how is she going to future-proof her business with AI coming down the road? And we had a really robust discussion around that. And I really feel that the best way to future-proof a business like that is to embrace AI, to leverage it, to be able to help you make it like a part of your second brain as an extension to help make it fun and faster in that learning environment. So very excited about that.
Oh, yes. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into today's masterclass. I just want to do a quick shout out with Dave while we're here. We have a drum roll. We have our first sale for the 30-day challenge. Miss Joanne Rolls from Hobart down in the in the Shopley community has got her first. That's a pretty big one, actually. It's not just a little one. Her first $300 commission coming her way through a referral because she was the person that brought on this new client, which is Learning Boosters, that we've been able to come in and do what we do best here as a done-for-you marketing agency and, focusing on strategy and coaching and the done-for-you component. So that was a referral from an introduction from Joanne Rolls. This is Affiliate Marketing 101 at its best. She brought me the referral. We did the discovery call. We've just started a new client, contract yesterday, and we're operational and way we're going. Now, it's not just a $300 commission that she's got once. This is a monthly retainer client. And we've got a 6-month commitment on board. So she's now going to earn herself $300 commission for the next 6 months just off of that one referral. So that's how you can get going just from one sale, one referral. Bring us the clients or bring your ambassador, the clients. We've got some really great products on Shopley. We've got Earth Food. We've got Make It Matters membership. We've got Brad Sugar's action coaching. And then we've got, the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. I believe Jade's just launched her shop there with the done-for-you social branding and funnel systems there with Lux Lioness. We've got Coach Success with Amanda McCloy. We've got Life FX, which is a great, water purification product. We've got Myella, which is really great for nutrition. We've got Bella Vita, which is great for, skin beauty. And so, we're 6 months into the journey, over 150 plus global vendors worldwide, and we're rocking and rolling with Shopley. And I believe it's going to be the next Amazon in the next 2 to 3 years. It really is. It's going to take the world by storm, and such a blessing to be a part of this journey with you. And this is what this Shopley Challenge is all about, to teach you how to be, create a personal brand, to teach you how to tap into your network and build your network and become a person of influence. So then you can put the right product in front of the right people at the right time. So, Dave, we're going to dive into today. I'm going to bring you back for the practical, but today we're going to go into prospecting 101 and where you can find the ideal people to build your community. I know that this is probably one of the biggest struggles that most of us have when we trying to connect with people and then trying to find new people. So we're going to tackle some of those big struggles today. Let's dive in.
This would be awesome.
I'll see you back
Send
soon.
me to the background.
All right, awesome. Send you back to the background. Cool. All right, so let's dive in. So day 19 is all about prospecting 101. Sales is not about convincing. It's about connecting first and foremost, right? It's about building those relationships, especially in a world that's starving for connection and starving for trust. We need to find the right people. We don't need everyone. You just need the right people. You just need the right timing, and you just need the right product. Now, I know when you can do that, you can go and produce an e-commerce business like I did in 2017. Put a stuffed toy elephant of all things, right? A stuffed toy elephant, 40 centimeter plush toy elephant. Bought it from China. I set up a drop shipping business model. So I would, advertise this product, and I would go buy that on the customer's behalf and ship it directly to their door. Now, I would buy the product at XYZ at wholesale rate. I would charge for it at retail rate, just like you would do if you walked into a gift store, in that process, right? I was just streamlining that whole ecosystem to put the right product in front of the right people at the right time. But see, I didn't start with the product. I started with building the community. And then I figured out what was the community like, what would be a good product for them. See, a lot of us, when we get into this space, we start with the product and then we go, oh crap, now I need to go find the right people and the right time to put my product in front of them. How about we flip that on its head? How about we go build a brand around us, around our passion, around our purpose? We go build our community around that. And we find, so we're finding the right people, find your tribe, you find your vibe. So you're building the community first, and then you ask the community how you can serve them best. What would be some of the biggest struggles, the challenges that that you can be a part of their solution. And then you go and put the right product in front of them. Well, this is what we did with this, example back, my first sort of real success story, a taste of success, when I did $1.6 million in just 4 months in sales. Now, as quickly as that business grew, it came down, crashing down just as hard around me because I created a perfect storm scenario for myself. I went too hard, too fast. I had supplier issues. I had customer service issues. I had shipping issues. But this was all before automation and it was a one-man show. I was in way over my head. But what worked really, really well was putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. So what my wife and I did was we built a Facebook group called Blessed to Be a Mum. It was for young Christian mums who were having babies on the way. So we just created a community-focused group. We served that group by putting, nice content and engaging, entertaining, informing, supporting content. This group grew to about 10,000 members very, very quickly. It became a community on its own, and people just loved being a part of this group. Then, once the group got to that point where we felt like it had that organic reach going and all that sort of thing, I then advertised a stuffed toy elephant as a baby shower product. We packaged it up as it would be the perfect baby shower product for your upcoming baby shower or a gift for your friend's baby shower. So that's how we positioned the product, and it took off. And as I said, we did $1.6 million in 4 months off the back of a stuffed toy elephant. That's just one example of putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. Now, here's another story for you. We created a massage clinic here locally in Tasmania. Now, there's about 30 other massage clinics when we first started. Massage is a pretty popular trade. And, in a population of about 100,000 people, there are a lot of different massage clinic businesses. So what made us unique to bring the right people to us? Well, we became the first in the marketplace to build a massage center that served mums and dads with young kids who didn't have the availability to have, parents or whatever around to do babysitting for them. So those parents, always were neglected, and they put their kids first because they couldn't afford or couldn't justify the cost of getting a babysitter in to be able to, get a massage for themselves. So we solved that problem. So we found our community. We researched our community and we figured out what their biggest pain points were around not getting a massage. And so we decided, right, well, we could solve that problem by listening to our community. We then put a baby creche into our massage center. We were definitely the first in Tasmania to do it. I believe we're one of the first in Australia to do something like that. And so we put a creche in where, you could come, mum and dad could come and get their massage whilst, our team, our super nanny looked after your child while you're getting looked after yourself. So that's by listening to the right product in front of the right people at the right time. They're just two stories. And as a network marketer and affiliate marketer, you can go build your brand around your purpose, mission, your intent, what makes your heart sing. And then you're looking to build put the right product. For example, right, my wife just started Taboo Talk with Sarah at the start of this year, right? So she's got a heart to serve mums, especially with kids with high needs, high learning needs, super abilities, ADHD, autoimmune diseases, MS, cerebral palsy, those type of things, right? So that the whole conversations around Taboo Talk with Sarah, it's about tapping into, those conversations that normal society doesn't really talk about or can't talk about or won't talk about. So we're building a community and an audience around her. And then we've got great products like Amari with Happy Juice. Shopley now has some really great products on there that would be a great product fit for her audience. So instead of trying to find the product and then go find the audience, how about we build a brand that's attractive to serving our community, and then we're just looking for the right products to put on our shelf. That's what we're talking about here. So then how do you go find those right people? Well, there's some really great places to go find your people. You need to understand who it is you want to serve first and foremost, and then you go and connect with them. Go put yourself in front of them. Great places I love to, and I'm going to show you a practical how I do it on a daily basis. And there are tools like Unipro that you can use to support this, but there are, I understand, bootstrapping everything off the back of a disability pension, there's either a cost, and a cost comes to time or money. If you haven't got the money, well, then you need to invest the time into these strategies. And my recommendation is you have your Facebook profile set up as a professional profile, and you go get 5,000 friends of your ideal people as fast as possible, because this becomes a numbers game then. You're talking about putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. Well, to increase your chances of success, you need to then go play the law of averages, the law of numbers. So I'm going to show you how I find people. Then I'm going to show you that first initial connection on how we do prospecting 101. Facebook groups that are related to your niche. If you're in weight loss, then a health group is great. If you're in parenting, then mum groups are great. Then, if you're in personal development, then, performance coaching or transformation coaching or, those types of groups. Go find your Facebook group where your people are hanging out. There are over 16 million plus Facebook groups right now. You go into the comment sections of your top influencers in your space. There, obviously, there, people are attracted to the top 1%, influencers, leaders in your space. And so there are lots of people there that you can go connect with and go friend request. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. You're going to go into people engaging on your post and stories. This is why we're consistent with our content marketing, showing up at least a daily basis, at least once a day, to make sure that we're connecting with, people who reach out to us. That's Attraction Marketing 101. Your current network. That I would say is probably the most untapped hidden gems plain sight. Look, I know if I've got my network, I've got at least 10,000 people who are following me on Facebook right now. And so instead of going consistently looking for new people, I can go nurture and connect with those 10,000 people in my current network, one by one if I had to. Explore hashtags and reels to find new aligned followers. So let me share my screen and just show you a couple of my favorite go-to tips here when you're going to connect with new people. All right, so present, share screen. All right, so I'm going to go to Facebook here. So, all right, let me just confirm that you can see it all. Beautiful, yep. Okay, so I'm here on my Facebook news feed, right? So let's just go refresh. All right, so first off and first foremost, I'm going to go look for, I normally just like to start here and I scroll on my news feed. And so I'm always connecting with at least 20 to 30 new people every day. Ads are a great place to do it as well, especially the high active ones, right? So I'm always looking to connect with new people every day. Okay, so, and then what I'm looking for are those posts that have got high engagement, right? So I know, being in the AI space, these are some of the most active groups that I'm in. So this is actually Jonathan's Mask group here. So I'm going to go here straight away, and I'm going to look for some of the active posts in here. So you look for the active groups. So this is a niche group, and you're looking for the active ones. So straight away, I know that there are probably people here that are really good to connect with. Now, I only send a friend request if they've got more than 10 mutual friends. Now, this is one way to get into Facebook jail. If you go do this at 100 times, if you go like be a robot and go do, 100 all in one hit, like you're looking to connect, it's unnatural behavior patterns. So Facebook will flag that with their AI, and they will put you into Facebook jail. However, if you're just doing it like, 10, 15, if you're just being like social, I would go connect. So right now it looks like I've hit my 5,000 friend limit. I need to go and I have. I need to go and disconnect with some people who are not active with me anymore, so I get some more room to continue to do this. But this is all I would do. And I do this, on average 20 times a day. I'm connecting with 20 new people a day. So great groups are a great place to do it. And so I'm always looking for the active ones. So I'm looking for the comments are a great place to go do it. And my rule of thumb is, 10 mutual friends or more, and reaching there to, to connect with people. So we have that mutual connection, because as you followed through yesterday, when I go to reach out to people to start a new conversation, I'm always looking for common ground, right? So, that's one place to do it, is Facebook groups. You can then go do it, say, like, other influencers. So, like, I know Travis Flaherty, he's a big influencer in the crypto network marketing space. So I could go here and connect with people. So, because we're already mutual, there's probably going to be 4 more. So that's a great one. That's a great one. That would be a great one. That would be a great one. And so I just go and connect with people there. So Facebook groups, and then you've also got, hashtags. So, like, if I'm looking to connect with new podcasters, I would come over here and I would go podcast, and just type in the keywords, a hashtag podcast, 36 million shows, post, 54,000 people following the hashtag podcast. So I'm now, obviously it's going to show me my mutual connections to start with, but then I can then go into that keyword. Actually, no, hang on. So you get rid of the keyword and you just type in the word. So podcast. All right. So if I'm looking for other podcasters, I can go here and I can go to post. And I'm going to go here to post from, public post. And then I'm going to start looking for random people. So, obviously that, these then find you the groups as well where your podcasters are hanging out. You've got ads are another great place to go prospecting, especially if they're an industry specific ad. You just go do the same thing. You can click on, likes here, your mutual connections are going to be a lot less, because now you're starting to get down to that ripple effect of, different generations. But if you're in industry specific ads, that's for sure is a good place. Shit's fucked podcast. This sounds like a good one. And I'm looking for the active ones here. So there you go. That's another great connection. So I'm being very picky with where I go and who I connect with, right? Because I'm wanting to build a tribe of like-minded people who would then potentially, want to be a podcaster with me, with the LA Tribune, or would be a good fit for, Shopley with with the ambassador program, or would be a good fit for our done for you marketing services, or it would be a good fit for, our network marketing training services. So I'm looking for people who would be a good fit for what I have to offer. And then I'm going connecting with people. So this is the best way I found to go prospecting and connecting with people. So I'm also connecting with people who I would feel like would be a good fit. So, nothing against, some of the third world countries like India or Pakistan or South Africa or something like that. But I know that our dollar is a lot stronger than theirs, and the US dollar is a lot stronger again. So I'm looking to connect with people who would be a potential good sale down the road. This is a transactional business model at the end of the day. And I'm looking for people who are going to be able to, afford the services, the high ticket stuff. But here's the thing, right? When you have your customer value journey dialed in, finding the right product for the right people at the right time, you meet people where they're at. You get into conversations, and then you've got products that you can pull off your shelf here, you got products you can pull off your shelf here, and then you put the right product in front of the right people, yeah? So that is just one way that I love to go prospecting and finding people. So Facebook groups, hashtags, advertising, other influencers post. And so you go and connect with, at least 20 people a day, build your network up, keep your content marketing going, because then that's going to be attractive and start a conversation. But as I showed you yesterday, you can get into, your new friends requests that have accepted your friend request, go, study their profile and go and open up a conversation off the back of that and start the dialogue and start building rapport. Remember the 5-step process here, right? Is go find the right people, go start a conversation, then move into building rapport with them, then moving into that qualify stage, which then moves into the invitation/introduction stage, right? So find the right people, go start a conversation, build rapport, qualify them, invite/introduce, move into the 3-step edification. So going to bring Dave back up here. Dave, what do you think about that idea? And was there anything new that you've just learnt right now?
Probably the hashtags one, but other than that, no. But I think it was a brilliant idea because it's a good, cheap way of getting, traffic. It's free. You're just going to put the work in. So, I guess time, but that's, the usual payment that we make is time.
Well, as I said, there are tools like Unipro is probably one of the biggest tools that I've come around, the best tools, that I've come around this marketplace. And, but Unipro is $197 US a month, right? So, and it does a lot more than just prospecting. Like you saw, I hit the 5,000 friend mark, right? So I can automate that and go, okay, I want you to go unfriend my last 500 people who are not inactive and not connecting with me anymore. That's one of their 5 things, right? So there are tools out there to, automate some of these processes, but it's either a cost or time. So I've just shown you how you can go do that exactly without the cost, but you're going to have to pay the cost, which is time and energy in that space.
That's right. But, but either way, it's a simple process that anybody who's sitting there scrolling through Facebook all day, like most of us do, can, jump in there and find new people to connect with quite easily. So, and it doesn't take long, you do 20 of them a day, that's 100 a week. It doesn't take long to get a lot of prospects in front of yourself. And we all know it's a numbers game. So law of averages is you'll strike up some conversations and eventually you'll either be nurturing or selling. So.
Yeah, right. And this is the hardest part about this game. This is why people give up and quit, because they realize that they've got to go build something that's long term. This is not an overnight success story by any means, but if you show up, you follow the simple blueprint, you show up every day. Your first 12 months is going to be challenging because it's the most hardest transformation you're probably going to go through. Your second 12 months, you're starting to see a trickle of result. The third year, you're starting to master it and you're starting to get the sales and the predictability. The fourth year, you're growing and you're scaling. This is a thing. Like I've been doing this for 16 years now. And, the people that I've seen in this space, they get really excited. They get started. They're 90 days in. They haven't got results. They give up. Then they come back. There's a new thing that they're going to get excited about. They're 90 days in. They haven't got results and they give up. Then there's a new thing that they get excited about 6 months down the road. They're 90 days in. Maybe they go 120. Maybe this time they go 6 months. They haven't got results and they give up. Well, the thing here is they're giving up because you're attached to the result, not the actual process, not the actual mission, not the actual intention, purpose behind it. And so this is what we do, is we help you to get clarity on what the heart is, what the reason is, why are you doing it, and build a brand around you. So then you can go find your tribe and then go find a way to serve your tribe and put the right products in front of the right people at the right time. And now we're no longer attached to the opportunities. Now we're no longer attached to the products because they serve us and they serve our community. And it's just about product placement. This is why we get bright, shiny object syndrome, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think people forget when they start an online business that, it's like any other business, they really should have a 5-year business plan, because you're not going to be an instant success. I used to laugh when I used to hear people say, "Oh, Jeffy, he's only been doing this for a few months, and look at how many people he can get, and blah 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 blah." I'm thinking, yep, 16 years is a few months, all right.
So, yeah, every overnight success story, that looks like perceived as an overnight success story, normally has a big iceberg under the water of experience and wisdom and, and failures and lessons that you just don't see, right? And
exactly right. And
I'm nobody to really write home. I'm not a Dan Kennedy. I'm not a Russell Brunson. I'm not Tony Robbins, but I had a crack at this. I do, I can help guide people through this process. And, I'm taking some people up with me. And, through 16 years, I'm now brought in some pretty, influential powerhouse players into my inner circle. And I've got the blessing and the privilege to be able to share that with our inner circle. And, things like the Los Angeles Tribune, like that's only because of proximity and positioning and experience and wisdom that is now starting to pay off for me. But here's the thing, right? I've never gone to, the LA Tribune to say, okay, I need you to charge you to do this or whatever. It hasn't been a transactional conversation. It's always been, yep, put me in, coach. I'm here to serve. Yep. And build relationship, build connection, build trust, which now helps me to be in a position of influence to be able to help serve at that capacity. But it's all come off the back of servanthood leadership. I see a comment here that Mark Murray says, I'd love to be featured in the LA Tribune. Great. Plug into the community, show up at the connection calls, plug into the shows, get in and comment on the shows, be of service, be present, plug in and show up and support the mission, support the show, support the product. And then, that's all I did was, and I was very, very in your face about it. I was very ADHD about it. And then all of a sudden, Michael Silvers and Karen Hall reach out to me and go, who's this Jeff Ross fella? He looks interesting. We'll connect with him. And then I was brought into the podcast network. I launched a podcast off the back of that. And I showed up on all the Monday morning calls, even if some of the mastermind calls, there's content on there and stuff that I've heard 10 years ago, and it's not relevant to me today. That's not the point. I'm a team player. I'm a community builder. I'm a supporter. I'm showing up every call. I'm there. I'm in your face. I'm present, and I'm serving. It's never asking. It's always, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? How can I help? Now, look, if my goal was to go get a sale and turn the Los Angeles Tribune into a big multi-million-dollar paying client, and I always had my hand out, always looking for the transaction, I wouldn't get where I am today by any means, and so like I've just chosen to partner and lock arms with them. And I've just gone in and said, service. How can I help? Put me in, coach. Yes. Everything's yes. Even if I can't figure it out, I'll go figure it out along the way. And I've just shown up. And, now I've just been brought in to, help manage the big Los Angeles Tribune Leadership Week as a position of senior leadership right next door to, Mary Glorifield, who was Tony Robbins' former VP for 18 years. And I'm learning from the best of the best. I'm at the feet of the best. But see, that is the back of 16 years. That is the back of never quitting. That is the back of experience and wisdom and learning to fail forward. And that is the back of, getting out of my own way, getting rid of my ego and just being humble to say, yes, I can hear, I can serve. So, this is what we're really passionate about here. It's helping people get clarity around the purpose, the heart, the vision, the strategy, and then just, how you use the tools like AI and content marketing to support that overall. And, we love this. We're obsessed with this, aren't we, Dave?
Love it. Just wanted to say something. You might not be a Dan Kennedy or Russell Brunson, but you're Jeff Ross. So just always remember that, eh? The
caffeinated kangaroo. And this is the thing, right?
Always remember that.
And I appreciate that, Dave. I really do. But here's the thing. Here's the light bulb moment for me. Is we're all building on the shoulders of giants. And there's become a turn when, I consistently do this. You look at Dan Kennedy. He's been doing it for 50 plus years, right? Where am I going to be if I stay like this and doing this for 50 plus years? I can be, the next sort of, Jeff Ross, and that's that level as well. But it's that consistency and that's that commitment and it's that obsession that helps people get to where they are. And, you know, you look, Brian Tracy's still going, you know, 80 plus years old and still going, you know, and serving in that
Why would
space.
you want to give it up?
No,
It's too much fun. Why would you want to give up?
I don't ever see myself retiring from this life.
Well, no, and the good thing is you can do it from anywhere. So, you know, you can travel and enjoy things as you get later on in life, and still, you know, have the joy of doing this every day and serving people. So what more could you ask for?
So, and I'll finish this call on this note. You know, I see a lot of people, right, that are in our circle doing all the right things. They're doing all what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. I would say the missing part is the intention, the purpose, the heart behind it, right? And so it's coming from that belief of it's all about trying to make the sale. It's all about trying to make the transaction. It's all about trying to get ahead. And I get it. I really, really, really do. It comes from that space of really lack and scarcity, mindset. And, that used to be me for a very, very long time. And I'd have a sense of success and I get some sales and I get some traction. And then I get into that needy space and I'd start getting into that desperate space because I wouldn't have any sales for 6 months. And essentially that energy is palpable when you start to see it, right? It's the law of magnetism. And when it's the shift for me, which was about probably 3.5, 4 years ago now, was when I stopped making it about me. And I just made it about how can I serve and how can I help people? And what was that sweet spot? Jim Collins in the book Good to Great talks about the geeky spot. What is that sweet spot where you know that you can get out of bed at 5 o'clock every morning and go serve until your heart's content and go show up and something that's going to support your lifestyle, support your dreams, but via off the back of service by you supporting others. And I think that's that's the big difference maker right there, right?
Yep, and that was something that I experienced probably a few months ago, really late last year when I was in a world of hurt, I was initially the same thing, got stuck in that situation where every post I was putting out was trying to get the sale and putting links in there, and was it working? No. It wasn't until the realization that, a few good conversations with a mentor of mine, won't mention any names, Jeff Ross, about, what I was doing and the realization of doesn't matter what financial situation you're in, I guess, just concentrate on what you want to do. And that is serving your community and doing that and showing up and doing all those sort of things. And, 3 months further forward down the track, I'm not a millionaire, but things have certainly changed from what they were. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it
just goes to show that, forget that just wanting to pitch all the time. Just go out there, serve, turn up, do what you love to do, be passionate about it, and provide value for your community, and everything else will fall in place.
I can see clearly what's changed. What do you think is the one thing that's changed that you're doing different?
Well, it's probably more than one, but I guess consistency and serving, turning up and serving, not worrying about selling to people all the time, just, trying to provide value for my clients.
Yeah, you're focusing more on connection, which is building trust, which is that serving component, right? But here's the big thing, and I'll sum it up. This is the one big thing that I know shifted for me, and I know it shifted for you. It's no longer about the impact that you make today. It's about the impact that you'll make 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 100 years down the road. It's about the legacy mission behind it, right?
Exactly. Yep. Will come. Like you always say, the seed you plant today will get the benefits in 90 days minimum. So it could be 180 days, but
And this is that faith component, right? When we know that we're serving in that space, that is our heart-driven purpose that that we love to do. And it's not actually work anymore. It's actually, it's purpose, it's calling, it's mission, right?
It's fun.
And you just this is what helps you to be consistent. This is what helps you to get through the shit and the hard times and the, why you just keep showing up and you do crazy things like 30-day challenges and you're there every day and you build trust, you build integrity, you build influence. And then what happens? Now you start to see that trust and influence start to get monetized and seeds are being planted and harvesting time is here. And then it just all starts to happen. Like, for another quick story to wrap this up, the three of us, myself, Jade and Dave, got together at the beginning of this year and said, right, let's restart, the digital marketing agency side of things. Let's provide a done for you service component. off the back of January into February. So not even 4 months, 3 months, really, 90 days. And 90 days in, we've got 5 new clients on board. We've got the Mind Paradigm of Alexander. We've got Bella Vita from, over in America. We've just brought on Craig Whitney. We've just brought on Learning Boost. We've got another client here, which is Brady Smith with his financial planning business. And there's more coming down the road. So we've started a digital marketing agency done for you, full stack services overnight. But that's off the
amazing
back.
ride.
But that's off the back of all the momentum that we had built through the coaching and mentoring business. We've still got that going, and that's growing as well. And that's off the back of the laptop lifestyle brands and influence, where I built to now. See, so things happening, moving pieces. But here's the thing, right? It's been focus, follow one course until successful. And then it's bringing in that customer value journey pipeline. And then all we have to do to keep things moving forward is do things like these challenges to keep the top of the funnel always full, the awareness always full, and then it just drip feeds into the middle of the funnel conversations, then bottom of the funnel conversations, and then this is where you build that predictability into the system, right? But at the heart of it all, it's about purpose.
Exactly. And there's always people watching. You don't know who they are, so show up, serve. You don't know what's going to happen.
And not attached to the result. The result happens. We're here to look for people who want to play with us, who love to play with us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love these little sort of riffs back and forth, a bit of banter. It's I think it's very valuable. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you. We'll see you next one.
You'll have a new co-host tomorrow.
I will. Probably have Jay tomorrow. Awesome. All right. Let's rock and roll.